Take it away, Sheen.
Hello and welcome.
Oh, God, it's weird.
Oh, no, don't do that. I'm stopping. Let's do that.
All of that is staying
There's
in.
nothing wrong with it. It's a new year. It's a new us.
It's
Hello.
weird. We're
Hello
not
and
doing that.
welcome to what?
Do that again.
I'm Fraser Crane.
Hello and welcome to this week's special New Year's episode of How Not to Summon a Podcast.
It's a ramble. I usually...
It's old lang syne. Take it away.
So welcome to After Dark episode. It's a special. It's a New Year's
Oh,
special.
God.
It's a New Year's special.
I'm drunk.
Take your nose off the mic.
No,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm at work in the morning
So,
around 7 a.m.
As part of
That's
our
a big violin.
As part of our New Year's special, we discuss the year in review. How did this year start?
How did it start?
should
Would you
we-
like me to have a look?
Should we talk about the biggest elephant in the room?
You know what? What's
Hey.
the biggest elephant in the
Should
room?
we?
Hey.
Should we bring Trump up?
Yeah, you can do.
It's not a bad choice, America. It's not a great choice.
Look,
You need to learn.
as Brits, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, we'll look at that and go, whatever.
You need to learn that there are more than two Democratic parties.
You could say the same about us.
No.
We need to learn that there's more than just the Conservatives and
Lib
Labour.
Dem, Conservative, Tory,
Yeah, but Lib Dem just don't win.
Libs.
They used to.
Like, we've got like 4 or 5 parties that are always in competition. America, you've got 2. Pick your evil. Like, what the fuck is going
Pick
on?
your poison.
Why don't you pick somebody younger?
Why don't
Why are they always
you
old?
pick?
Why? Isn't there a stipulation in the Constitution or something that they have to be at least over 45 or something?
No.
Or over 50.
What, really?
I mean, he
I
is
think-
over 50.
Have a look. Look it up. But I think you have to be like over 50 to become or run for president. Why?
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 They don't represent modern America.
Is that not just being ageist?
I think the biggest
Saying
problem
that
comes
because
is
you're not 50 years old, you haven't lived enough and therefore can't make decisions to run a country?
the biggest
Rubbish.
problem with America is their 2 political parties are always here's someone that is outlandish.
We are 2 minutes into this New Year's episode, may I add, and I was not the one to bring up politics.
It's the
There's
quickest
always-
and first thing that happened this year.
There's always 2.
I
So
would say that's the biggest.
there's the stereotypical American, or there's the outlandish
All I-
left wing,
All I'm going to say
out
is
of nowhere
this
party.
This might
And
offend.
I kid you not, last term, we had typical white boy versus woman. That was the last term in
When?
America.
Right, yeah.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
that was the last term. And that was Clinton versus Trump. This term, America, coming close.
The VP.
Get right here. I want you to listen to this. Why? Why in the fuck are we resorting? I'm speaking as an American.
To
I'm
an
not.
orange man in a suit.
Why are we resorting to the white man or the black woman? Why? Why? Stop, America.
I mean, she was VP. The point was that the VP then comes in and replaces the
I don't care. I don't care.
geriatric old man that
I don't
didn't
care.
know how to form a sentence.
I don't care.
He's had too much to drink.
Stop, America. The best person for the job does the job.
Is the most qualified?
It doesn't matter what's between their legs. It doesn't matter if you resonate with them racially, sexually. It doesn't matter. Just pick the best person for the job. Stop trying to vote people in that pursue your alignment with your identity. Trump's got some brilliant ideas. But you got to remember this man went bankrupt like 5 times. His ideas are worth nothing. They don't come to fruition. Stop it. Stop it.
I'm just going to let him run. Let him cook.
Everyone's going to have good ideas on the surface, aren't they? Let's be honest.
We've all got
You can't-
good
you can't-
ideas
you
on the
can't-
surface.
nobody can.
I
walk in and,
can say free biscuits for everyone. Afternoon tea is now going to become a national holiday.
It should.
It doesn't. It doesn't make it a good idea. It doesn't. It doesn't
Yeah.
make it a good idea. Stop it.
I'll take the nuanced approach. Trump's ideas are good for America, but not for the rest of the world.
Oh yeah, them migrants, they're taking our jobs.
He took our germs.
Like fucking pack it in.
No. Look, what I will say is that he does have a very high majority of uneducated, but that, in its own right, you can't slander the.
Because technically we're uneducated.
I was going to say because we are uneducated as well. Our
Stop trying to play the middle ground.
no, because our knowledge comes from what
You
we
voted
self-learn.
wrong. Pack it in.
It's
But the alternative wasn't right either. Camilla wasn't right.
Since when has a political vote had two people where you've gone one is
But this is the problem with
better than the
America.
other?
This is the
by
problem with
a large
America. We
margin.
come from the UK where we have 4, 5, 6 parties at a time competing.
Yeah.
And
And
majority of the
between two.
time, one of the top 3 parties win.
Yeah, but also
Labour, Lib Dems, Tories. That's it. And I get that. America.
stop
There are
rubbing
not-
the table. Jesus
not-
Christ.
There are not 2 parties.
There's
There are
more.
not.
There should be more.
There's more. There are more.
There
should be
there
more.
was an independent candidate
There should be
who now
more.
works for Donald Trump,
Ooh,
Mr.
just
Kennedy.
stop
Yeah,
voting
sounds about right.
for who you think will win and vote for who you want to win. Just stop.
I'm very
They
confused.
won't because the only people pushed in front of their faces are the two candidates.
That's the point.
Hmm.
Pack that in.
It's the funding, isn't it? Behind
Stop it.
You
No,
have to have
no,
$1 million.
I don't give a fuck about airtime.
No, but
Yeah,
you
listen.
have to have
Put
$1
your
million
name in.
to put your name in.
Listen to your local constituents and go
I
with
wouldn't worry.
what
We're going
your
to have
heart
President
tells
Dwayne
you.
Johnson soon enough. He fucking will.
He can't.
He's an American citizen.
The same reason that
He can, and he said,
No.
and he's actually said, "Oh, I could see myself doing
he
that."
won't. He
Can't you
won't.
smell what the Rock is cooking?
Hey, I'd vote for Dwayne Johnson
I
as
would.
president.
But that's why we're part of the uneducated elite.
That's why Donald Trump got in the first place.
Won't. For the same
It's
that
like, hey,
Arnold
it's that guy from The
Schwarzenegger.
Apprentice.
Yeah,
He
it's
won't
that
for the
guy.
same that Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Hey, he-
can
That
get any
guy
further
became
than what he
Senator
did.
of California.
He can't go any further. And despite the fact that it was brilliant, because I don't know if you saw the adverts for California, they were brilliant. Can't go any further because the American dream is dead. It's gone.
Meh.
Cause the silence in the room. Meh, I don't give a fuck. The American dream is gone. What you've got is one of 2 ponies, both of which are shit. Camilla, shit. Trump,
It's Kamala.
It is Kamala.
Kamala.
I was having Camilla. I was like, hold on.
I don't give a
Nobody
fuck.
cares what her name was, really.
Ah,
let's be
no
honest.
one cares. She was there to be the token, rather than listening to what she said.
She was
Horrendous behaviour.
Biden's last minute replacement is what she was.
Horrendous behaviour from
Unfortunately.
America. Horrendous.
It should have been seen earlier that Biden should have stepped away and she should have got a full campaign.
Biden should never have been in power. He can't put a sentence together.
Neither can you, though. That's the problem.
He could
But I'm
he-
drunk. He's got no excuse.
No, he's got
No,
dementia.
he's got the man's got fucking
Dementia. He's running a superpower country.
He's right.
And you're barely running a podcast.
He could-
but
he
what's
could-
the point?
Yeah, I'm not firing nukes.
The last couple of minutes are unusable. Jim, just
I'm
don't
not
use them.
firing nuclear-powered weapons. I'm not at war with Russia dictating what should happen. I'm not fucking going, China. Yeah, they're bad people. I went to China, I had a great time. I'm not the one saying this shit.
Why does it sound like Kim Jong Un from like Team America? Why is everyone so fucking stupid?
Why is everyone so fucking stupid? I'm not the one doing this. He was a bad president. Biden's done nothing for the country because it was a poor choice. What he was is the lesser of evils. Pick people better. Stop fucking concerning yourself with what's between their legs, what colour their skin are, or whether they're white America. Pick what's right for your country. I'm not going mad. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, again, I just America can do what they like.
Happy New Year, everyone.
A happy new fucking year.
They can
Fuck
do,
me.
They can do what they like.
Well done, Russia, on winning the war. Well done, America, on stopping it. I'm not sure which is which. Congratulations.
That won't be resolved by now, but yeah.
What the fuck? Korea have got involved. Well done. Congratulations.
North Korea.
It's still
We have to
Korea.
stipulate.
We have to stipulate for political reasons.
Well,
No,
because
Just
they are
for
very different.
actual reasons, not political.
Stop
Grayson.
voting on the
Grayson.
colour of their skin.
Grayson.
What's
I
between
have
their
to edit
legs
this. Stop
or their
being like
gender.
you are. I have to edit this.
Stop it.
I have to edit
Vote
this.
on who
Hey.
you believe in. Vote on what will make America fantastic.
So what
You
else?
had
What else happened in
such
2024, everybody?
Such
Anything-
prospects. I have
So
great
Putin
belief in you.
won
You were so
um,
brilliant.
his Russian
And then
presidential
you
election.
let
Congratulations.
in March 17th.
It was
with
a
with a margin.
it was a one-person presidency.
He won with a margin of 88% of the votes. The
I'm shocked.
the other 12% of the people are no
Shocking.
longer known.
They're in the gulag.
And the other 1% are on this podcast at this moment in time.
So congratulations,
Welcome to the gulag.
congratulations to him. I guess.
Win or lose, you'll make it out of it.
May the 30th was when Donald Trump was found guilty of 34 felony counts. Of falsifying-
34 felonies should put him in charge of the country.
I thought we'd just stop. And
Yeah, I know, but that was
There's no stopping the fucking rail train.
Sheeny,
It's 2024 in review. I'm sorry.
Sheeny,
but
why have you done this?
I'm sorry.
Taylor Swift's new album. Let's talk about it.
No, let's talk about
No,
Mark Kelsey and that, like Travis
The
Kelce.
the France Olympics. What a fucking travesty that
Shit
was.
show. What a shit show.
What a woke piece
I
of
forgot
nonsense.
that was
What
this
a
year.
shit show.
Yes.
I hate the word woke. As a pansexual fucking person, what a fucking shit.
Grayson,
What makes
stop
you-
with the goddamn mic.
No, I got. Come on, England.
Oh, it's got glue all over it. now.
Oh yeah,
It's my mic. No one else uses it.
No.
What a
my
shit show.
mic.
What
What a
would
shit
make you
show.
woke is if you tried to ram it down people's throats.
Oh, I've tried that a few times.
Fran is not okay with this.
She's fine with it. She loves
No, let's talk about it. The Olympics. They opened up by taking the piss out of the Last Supper.
It was poor.
They poked fun
They
at
said
Christianity.
it was an homage.
Fictional fiction doesn't really matter.
They said it was an homage to the Last Supper. It wasn't. It wasn't an homage.
They used.
I was there.
They
I had a
used
time.
tra-
Me,
they-
Jesus.
Are you just going to trump this
They,
entire
they
thing?
gonna
used
trump all
transsexual people to represent Jesus and the Last Supper.
It was horrendous.
It was rough.
It was horrendous.
They brought out representations of the four horsemen of the apocalypse.
I mean, that's more accurate.
They just
With the world, where the
whole-
world going right now,
the
that's
whole
more
thing.
accurate.
The whole thing was a shit show. The France Olympics was awful. The Seine River made people sick.
Yep.
Like they didn't even clean
But
up
on the
the river
plus,
to do
on the
the
plus
events.
side, Samsung gave every Olympic athlete a flip phone that was a pile of shit.
And they gave them
know,
cardboard
on the
boxes
plus
that
side-
were sex proof.
With a year's worth
What?
of data and phone calls.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So that
So the Paris Olympics, to stop their athletes from having sex parties, made cardboard beds for the athletes so that if they applied pressure, the beds would collapse and they'd know that they've been trying to have sex on them.
That wouldn't stop me.
So
I was
no,
about to say, how's that going to stop you?
So
Just
that
go on the floor,
Yeah.
on the ceiling,
That
on the
wouldn't-
side,
that
on the
wouldn't stop.
left.
I have fucked in a bandstand, the walks against a tree in a pub. You're not stopping me. It's not happening. A street light, I fucked against it. It's not happening.
I thought you
I
were-
don't give a fuck.
I thought you were about
I'm
to say.
fucking.
Oh, I thought you were about to say you fucked a street light. I was like, well, it wouldn't surprise me.
We've all been there.
Have we?
Hey, when they turn on, they turn on.
Is that when they turn into like those lamps, like a baby lamp? Yeah.
Street
Lights.
Street lights are people. That's what we've got from this podcast. I'm fucking ruined.
I've noticed. This is why.
Where's the makers gone?
I don't know if I trust you.
Oh,
with
here's
it.
an interesting thing. On October the 3rd this year, the world's longest treasure hunt ended after 31 years.
Fuck
I don't
off.
know if you've ever heard this.
Was it to find the meaning behind Call of Duty Zombies?
No, it was a treasure hunt for the
Still
France's
going.
famed golden owl. It ended when they discovered a bronze owl.
What in the fucking Harry Potter is that? It ended
I'm going
when
to-
they.
I'm going to tell you.
The treasure trail. We didn't need to discover a golden owl. We found a bronze owl at end.
Yeah, so the hunt began in 1993 when a man called Max Valentine published a book called The Golden Owl, which had 11 clues in it that would lead you to the location of the owl, which was buried somewhere in France. The person who finally found the owl won it, and the owl is valued at $160,000.
Is that it?
That's it. Oh, also, I don't know if you saw recent news that banana that was sellotaped to the wall sold for like 10 mil.
I'm more interested in
Did we all see that?
the lettuce.
Did we not see that?
For British
That was ages ago.
no, I'm pretty sure that lettuce is still going.
No, she's been left out of the government.
Lettuce behind.
A banana duct tape to a wall sold recently in auction for $6.2 million.
$6.2 million.
Yeah, it's a banana with duct. I'll show you it. A banana
Who
duct
bought
tape. There you
it?
go.
What country were they from?
you go.
What country were they from? Who bought it?
I
swear
shall
to
I look
God.
into the? Oh, that.
I
took me
swear to
YouTube.
God, if it's you, America.
Will
swear
it
to
come
God.
up with the person paid with cryptocurrency,
Of course they did.
and he says that he's going to eat the banana.
I've said that many a time after a good night.
He paid £4.9 million in an auction in New York
To eat a
just
banana.
recently.
What laughable money do you have to pay $4 million for
so
a banana
it's-
to go?
it's-
It's a good snack.
His name was Justin Sun, and he's the founder of the cryptocurrency platform Tron.
Fuck off. Did he found Tron?
Yes. The guy who found Tron, cryptocurrency Tron, bought the banana and ate it.
America, we need to have conversations.
For God's sake, stop eating your mic.
And no, I'm in too deep.
We've noticed. Come on, England.
Should we do a bit of a let's bring the mood down
Bring
for
the
those
mood down.
for those that we lost this year as well. All right.
Okay.
The people that we lost.
Is this a look back and
It's
memorandum?
It's a memorandum section.
Okay.
Obviously, we
America is the top of the list, yeah.
lost Liam Payne.
Who?
Liam Payne
One
from
Direction.
One Direction. He fell from
He
his balcony.
didn't fall, he threw himself.
He did throw himself off. Yeah.
Don't
Uh,
sugarcoat it. He threw himself from
He
a
wasn't-
balcony because he was a massive drug fiend and an alcoholic.
and there's
A lot of
speculation
emotional
about
trauma.
Diddy's lists and stuff, but we won't get into that. Another big thing, Diddy. Maggie Smith. We lost Maggie Smith.
Yeah, now that one.
hand on chest right there. Mag Smith is a loss.
We lost Professor McGonagall.
That's the
We
first
lost
time he's
Professor
actually
McGonagall.
sat up in in this entire episode.
We lost McGonagall.
We lost McGonagall.
Beautiful, gorgeous
One
human
of,
being.
one of our greatest actors, British actors, and we lost her. That was a big
Beautiful.
loss. We lost Carl Weathers as well. Okay, don't worry.
Who's that?
He's just an American actor.
Great.
Okay.
Call
you-
me when it's Ham.
Ham.
Ham?
I'm listening.
Who's Ham? Don't give me that. That's the quietest you've been throughout this entire episode.
Song of the year for 2024.
It's going to be depressing.
No, it's not. I think it's going to be so not depressing.
You know, you need to speak into the mic, right?
2024's song of the year was Billie Eilish's "What Was I Made For."
Oh, okay.
Fucking rocking your tits around. Shut the fuck up.
Rocking your tits around.
Yeah, I get that from Barbie, right?
Yes, it was from
And Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer, my favourite movie of the year.
Barbieheimer.
Oppenheimer was my favourite movie of the year.
Barbie.
No, Oppenheimer.
I would
Of the
argue.
year. Oh,
I mean, it's
3.
Deadpool. Deadpool versus Wolverine.
No, brilliant movie.
Piss off!
Fantastic. But I would argue Barbie did more for women individually
No.
and men individually than any other piece of literature for the
its
year.
messages behind the film were
That
good messages.
overly
Was it?
assertive
Was it?
men
Yeah.
pretending to be manly men, but really actually broken pieces, and women wanting to be more without compromising their womanhood.
Ken had
in
to
the
focus
process,
on Ken,
That
not
there's
chase Barbie.
such.
But he never did.
No, we did.
No, we did.
Right at the end, Ken. He had the
And-
whole fucking T-shirt about it. Like Ken needs to worry about Ken or whatever it was.
Yeah, I'm Knuff.
Yeah. He was kind of.
Arguably, hidden in such a weird movie, was one of the most beautiful movies for both genders, and that's hard to do for both genders. Absolutely gorgeous.
May I just add, by the
Well
way,
done.
throughout this entire thing, I've been taking photos and sending them to Robin. And she has just sent me a message saying the pictures are progressively getting sloppier.
They are getting sloppier. Are there pictures of me?
Yes, they are.
getting sloppier.
You were leaning on your mic with your nose on your mic in the last one.
I believe you. Jim's love interest.
No, hold on. If we're
No,
gonna
no,
go
no.
that
Me and
way,
her are got a lot in
It's a
common.
new year.
She's a Robin. I'm a Robin.
you're not a Robin.
I'm a Robin.
The only reason you're
No,
a
no,
Robin...
no. We had the fairground discussion earlier.
No, right. If we're going to go
I'm a
this way,
Robin.
can I just say, right, this guy, when he was 6 years old, turned around to the police when they were like, what's your name?
No,
and he went,
I'm gonna tell the story full. So we're at Hull Fair. Hull Fair is a mile square of fairground rides that are like the Mart, but a mile.
Yeah, but
Think-
instead of the travellers travelling to Hull, they just
No.
set it up there because they stayed
They-
there.
they're already
so
there,
it is
yeah.
the Traveller's Fair, but there's like
It's a forever fair.
there's like 10, 12 Traveller's Fairs that gather together at Hull Fair,
Oh, good lord, they're massive.
and it's the size of like the Hardwick. It's huge. I'm 6 years
Is
old.
that big?
that's big.
Okay.
A mile square.
Okay.
That's big.
That's the size of Lynn Sports
For
site.
just
Yeah.
fucking...
A mile square of the
Just
Mart.
rides.
Yeah, ugh.
Just rides, waltzers, fucking
Fair
catch a
games.
Oh, it
duck.
just sounds
Oh, hook a
awful.
duck.
It's,
Yeah,
it
hook
just-
a duck.
It sounds terrible.
Of course it does.
It is. When I was 6 years old, I went missing. My mum
Was it
didn't
part
know.
of your scout thing?
No,
that was
it
the
wasn't.
boys'
No,
brigade.
I didn't go missing. I didn't go missing.
Everyone from the boys' brigade goes missing for a little while.
Father Toller told me that I
I
was
didn't go
fine.
missing. My innocence went missing.
So the fathers-
No, I went missing at about
They were blessing assholes.
six,
but
7
not the
years
right
old. I
ones.
went missing. The police found me, and my mum didn't know where I was for 7, 8 hours.
What'd you tell the police? What'd you tell the police?
The police asked me my name, like, what's your name? Because we can find your parents from that. I went, Robin. They went, what's your surname? I went, just Robin.
Of course.
I was obsessed with I was
like
obsessed
Cher.
with Batman and Robin. I'm 6 years old. I'm missing. And I went, Robin. I was obsessed with Batman and Robin at this time. I went missing for like 6, 7 hours. No one knew who the fuck I was. I was in a police station being fed sandwiches. being given orange juice.
His mum's looking round for him
My mum's
desperately.
panicking the fuck out. I went missing in this fair. If I would have, I come from Travellers, so I come from a Romany background. So if I would have said my name was Courtsey or Colson, the people at the fair would have gone, cool, stay here. That's fine. We know you. We know your name. I didn't. I went, yes, Robin. I pretended to wear a mask. I wasn't wearing a mask.
How do you pretend to wear a mask? Why are you doing binoculars?
My name is Robin.
Like the John McGinn celebration.
Put my hands up to my face, pretending I'm wearing a mask.
But the John McGinn was that.
Made O's with my
There you
fingers
go.
and thumb.
Like that. That's the John McGinn celebration.
I went,
It's really hard to twist your hands. But
I'm Robin, and I went, okay, what's your surname? I went, I don't know, Robin. I kept this up
you should
all
have
night.
said I've lost Batman.
All night.
Oh no, he did. What was his father's name? Batman.
That's what Dad's name was. I went, Bruce Wayne. They were like, oh shit. It took them another 4 hours to get my real name out of me. I'm in a police station. My mum has lost me. It's been maybe 6 to 8 hours they've lost me. And I went, yeah, all right. And I gave them my name, my real name. And I went, cool. They looked me up and went, we've rang your mum. She's on her way. My mum wanted to beat the shit out of me.
You've met his
My
mum.
dad was like, calm down. Don't worry about it. He's young.
Calm down.
He's
Leave Robin alone.
He's impressionable. He'll kick your ass. He's Robin.
Hold on.
I would tell
Hold
the
on.
case.
Hold on. Tell him about the chairs.
It's a separate story.
It goes along the same lines.
So, for one Christmas, I was about 6.
6. May I just add 6? Okay. All right.
I
Bear that in
got
mind.
a toolbox for Christmas.
Now
Like-
you would think Tommy. Oh,
Plastic-
you'd be wrong.
Plastic tools and,
Yeah.
help your dad. Those things where you got the holes in them already, the plastic bits where you
Oh,
no,
you'd be wrong.
real tools. I got like a drill that was a hand drill and a
Hacksaw?
a saw that was like fucking 4 inches long. my mum woke up Boxing Day. I sawed the legs off of all of my mum's dining table chairs, black oak chairs, 8 of them.
Did she not hear you soaring away?
I was working on the table afterwards
He was on the table.
to make them my height because I was 8 years old.
I mean, you know what? Acceptable.
No, wait.
My mum was
It gets
so
better.
furious. She was fucking screaming. She was like, I'm taking every present. Nothing. My birthday's January 4th, so I was like, no birthday. Nothing. My dad was like, actually, no, he's done a good job at that. He rocked the chair back
To see if it was
and
balanced.
if it was level. Oh, that's a good job. I brought the chair back and forth. It was fucking level. I'd sawed 4 out of 8 table chairs. Fucking absolutely ruined them for life. My dad was like, "That's a good job. Well done. No, that's fine work right there." He did what he set out to be, and he did it level, no wobble, brilliant. And then it got to New Year's, the same table, with the same tool set.
Tell him what you did.
I drilled holes in it in the table.
No. Remember, this
black
was like what,
dyed-
2000?
It would have been less than that. It would have been 1997.
Imagine how much a real oak
A
table.
black.
Oh, yeah,
a
good few
black,
hundred.
a
Yeah,
black
yeah.
dyed oak table,
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine
dining
that.
set and chair. I'd already sawn the legs off 4 of the 8
Of the chairs.
It got to the table. My mum woke up on the last day of January, and I'd been awake for a few hours. ADHD had set in. I didn't sleep a lot. She woke up and came downstairs to me hammering and drilling with this hand drill, and it was literally like one of those that you
Hand crank. Yeah.
whine. I drilled and bolted my Scalextric set that I got for Christmas to this more than £1,500 table. 1,500 quid, and I drilled holes in it and bolted my Scalextrics to it. She came downstairs, and I kid you not, I was outside for the next 2 hours at the end of December in the fucking freezing cold. And you know what the solution was? My dad, brilliant man.
He bought a new table. He put that one in.
He bought a new table, and he went, "That's good work. That brilliant work." He took the legs off that table, put it on a hand crank, so that it would climb up to the ceiling when you cranked it. Bought a new table and put it underneath, so that when you hand cranked in the kitchen this table, a Scalextric table would come down and settle on top.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, "It's good work. It's good craftsmanship." Yeah. My mum was fucking ruined for like a week. She fucking hated me. My brother was still asleep. I tried to blame him. It didn't work.
I mean,
Absolutely didn't. I'm caught there red-handed, twisting bolts into a fucking
and he's going. It was Paul. It was Paul.
It was Paul's idea, and I'm there with the fucking tools in hand, fucking hand cranking this table. It was Paul.
Are you sure he didn't whisper it to you and be like, "This is a good idea," and then just let you run with it?
It was only a 2-piece Scalextric as well. You can only fit 2 cards on. It had the loops a lot. It was brilliant. That stayed there until fucking my dad died. It was absolutely fantastic. He saw that as an achievement. He was like, "That's fucking engineering right there."
Right.
He drilled through plastic without snapping any of the plastic. No cracks. Drilled through a wooden table, bolted it to it, and went, "Yeah, this is stable." My dad went, "Fucking, we'll crank that up. That's memory. That's memoriam right there. That's going in the history books."
Now, we've had some of Lee's fucking dumb shit.
Yeah.
It was dumb shit.
Right? Let's have some of ours.
I blame
it's New Year,
ADHD.
right? Let's have one of our fucking stories. All right? We've got stories. Now, which one would you like to use, really? We can use our Germany ones, if you want.
Comes to Germany, I
don't think I've ever been told.
Ridiculously stupid. Germany, when I stayed in Berlin, I woke up in a strange man's bedroom from a night I don't remember.
Why am I not surprised?
In a house. Not a hotel. A house.
A house, a German house.
A
not
German
surprised.
house. Sorry,
Oh,
Fred.
you're awake.
Oh, I brought you schnitzel.
Sorry, Jenny. I don't know what happened, but something happened. Shitting through a fucking tailpipe that day.
Why don't we?
Fucking
So I've got
Mustang's tailpipe. Plop.
I've got a story that led to a phobia. So I have thalassophobia.
What?
So thalassophobia. It's a fear of
Fear of phallic penises.
no
Soft
thalassa, not
penises.
thalassa, thalassa.
That'd be the old man from the nightclub. That one.
It's a fear of deep ocean.
Yeah, I would
A
have
fear
this.
of being deep. I get you.
Fear of deep ocean. But the reason I have thalassophobia, well, one, I don't like sharks. Full stop. They creep me the fuck out.
Why the
Like-
fuck would you like sharks?
Some people
no,
fucking love them.
no, it's a beautiful creature that can eat me.
Yeah,
Great.
But my fear came from 2 occasions. One being when I was a child and I was out swimming in the sea on holiday. My dad was like, "Come out with me come out a bit further with me."
Summering in Spain. It was a beautiful summer.
I don't know where it was.
With Mama and Papa.
On the
and,
Costa del Sol.
And I swam out a bit too far. You know, I was a very good swimmer. I was a very good swimmer at that age. But I swam out too far without realizing. And when I put my face under the water,
Sharks?
what was underneath me was a massive school of jellyfish. Huge, and I mean as far as I could see
Reason to fear
down.
them. There's a reason to fear them.
Yes,
There's a reason.
They
yes.
could kill you.
It's a perfectly reasonable
Yes.
phobia. Jellyfish are terrifying. Some
Yes.
of them are immortal.
Yes,
That's
yep.
scary
The
enough.
Portuguese man of war is the most horrendous creature in
those
the
that
entire
are
world.
immortal can also kill you.
Yes.
They're terrifying.
So they were all
perfectly
pulsing up
reasonable.
towards me, and I panicked and started swimming back to shore as fast as I could. and I swam face first into a dead one that was floating on the surface that clung to my face.
To be fair, you went to a Catholic school. It's the first time you've had something
Not the
soft
first
in your
time
face.
you've had something clinging to your face.
And then about 2 years later, I was on a beach on another holiday,
Father Tollard was there.
and we were told not to go in the water because there were jellyfish, and they were like, "Don't go swimming." The
They
jellyfish.
didn't warn you about what happened in the fucking choir boys' chamber zone.
They basically
Fear
were
the
like,
jellyfish, don't fear me.
Don't you start dib 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 dub dub dub.
No, I went to Boys Brigade. It's very different.
And the God Squad.
The God Squad.
Basically, I was walking down the beach. I was like, well, I'm not going to go in the water. There's loads of jellyfish in there. We've been told not to. So I was throwing rocks into the water.
As you do.
And I came across what I thought was a very large grey boulder.
Right.
And it had a big dent in it. And I was like, oh, it's a big chipped out bit of boulder. And I thought, oh, that'll be fun. I'll pick that up and I'll throw that into the sea.
How big are we talking? Give me inches. That's
About
a good...
8 inches?
I was...
9 inches?
And the rest.
That's about that.
That's a good 12,
Okay,
14
there
inches.
you go. About that big. Then.
What?
No, my hands were nowhere near that
What
far
are you
apart.
doing with your hands, Jim? Jim's doing man inches. Yeah, it's a good fucking 10 inches big right now. He's doing man inches.
An inch is that.
That's a good, like,
An inch is that.
12,
Hey,
14
yeah.
inches.
Hey, look at me. That's an inch.
Yeah.
We can put 14 inches in. That's 2.
Look
getting
at the
further
size.
apart.
I don't want... No, don't move your fucking... Don't move... Look at
That's
the
two.
difference. Look at the difference.
That's
Oh,
two.
look at the
8 inches
difference.
big.
I'm fucking 8 inches.
Look, if I'm 8
it's
inches
three.
and that's 8 inches at the
It's
moment,
three.
we're going.
So,
We're
so
going.
I bent down. I put my hands
As
on
you were
this
used
rock,
to, being
Yeah,
in
Father
a...
Tollard was there again.
and my hands sink in to what I suddenly discovered was a jellyfish.
How do you mistake a jellyfish?
It was
for a
dead and
boulder?
grey and going funny.
Right, it doesn't look like a rock.
It looked like a rock to me.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yep. Yep. I sucked my
Don't
hands
you
into
start,
that
Mr.
jellyfish.
Scare-Electrics, and I'll cut
alright.
all the
Nothing
chairs to my
idiotic
height.
about that. It was purely scientific.
And my
No,
last,
no, technically he is correct.
Engineering. Right there.
my last water-related story. Why I don't like water in the sea. And
What did
stuff
you do?
like that.
No, what did you do? to the
Fucking
jellyfish?
dropped it as fast as I could.
Did you pick it up and it kind of flopped?
My hands sunk into it and I panicked immediately.
We've all had that, girl.
My last one, I was in Jamaica,
Right.
right? Very young. I was only about 5 or 6 years old. And we went on a crocodile cruise,
Oh, you're not paying child maintenance to this person.
right?
For once.
So we went on this river, on this crocodile cruise, and upon the return journey, we were on a canopy boat. And I'll always remember this story.
How posh.
And
Oh, yes.
a
I was
crosswind,
on a steamboat in New Orleans. It was beautiful.
a
Great
crosswind
time.
hit the canopy
Oh, a
boat.
crosswind hit us.
No, a sudden gust of wind from the north. It came.
Took me asunder.
Took me a Sunday.
And it tipped the canopy boat into
no.
the crocodile-infested river.
The canopy boat.
Hold on.
It tivelled, it played.
No, hold on. We've gone from it took me asunder to crocodile-infested river.
Yes.
All of a sudden, he's got a knife out. He's Crocodile Dundee.
This ain't a knife. This
No,
is
so
a knife.
my dad realising the boat was going to tip, and me only being about 5 years old,
Oh,
he grabbed me in his hands and he jumped in before the boat tipped, so that we weren't caught underneath it. My sisters went in. My whole family went in.
Give a fuck about it.
Hey.
They were older. They were older.
Save the lineage!
For the Sheens, that's a punch-up right there. That's another fucking family outing. Go on, then.
One person didn't make it back from the trip.
Right.
Unfortunately, the crocodiles did.
Was he dad?
This was a genuinely bad situation, by the way. One person died and was eaten by crocodiles.
We've all been there.
Another boat came in time to start pulling people out of the fucking river that was invested. This is a true story, like genuinely arsed.
Who was the person?
I don't know. Fucking somebody else on the trip.
Crocodile Dundee. I don't even know him,
No.
but
Probably the fattest guy. I don't know.
Hold on.
the
Hold on.
meatiest man.
Hold on. This sounds like an evil fucking scheme by you. I'm not gonna
Did
lie.
the crocodiles have lasers?
Freaking laser beams.
No. But I spent 3 days in shock, not talking to anybody, not doing anything. 3 days it took me
It
to
ruined
recover.
his Jamaica trip.
It did. It ruined my Jamaica.
It ruined my
Father
Barbados.
didn't know what to do. Mother, she was
Asunder.
beside herself.
She was took us under at that moment.
Yeah, they're my 3
Literally, somebody
traumatic
died.
water-related stories.
Hey.
We're talking trauma. We were talking trauma.
Traumatic
Oh, can we not go this far?
sea trauma.
This is New Year's.
That was my sea trauma childhood stories.
So,
Oh, we're going for New Year's.
Granddad
trauma.
died. I didn't speak for maybe a year. Not a word.
Do you believe this?
I didn't.
Grayson not speaking for
I
a year.
genuinely didn't.
Oh, he's
I
making up for it now, though.
Didn't have wine
Clearly,
at the time.
I didn't know. There was no wine involved. There was no wine involved. I was too young.
he's making up for
I
it.
didn't speak for about a year. My granddad raised me. Brilliant man. Stepdad, dad died.
Is this the
I
caramelised apple
went
swap?
into anger mode, and
Angsty.
every person that went what, I went what, and started a fist fight.
He was in his bed. His hair was hanging over his eyes. He had.
I was
he
emo
had
Spider-Man
mascara
mode. Emo Spider-Man mode. I lost.
Listening to the Black Parade.
I lost most fights I got into. I went, it's worth it. It's cool.
I finally feel something.
It's pain, but at least I feel something. Darkness.
Hit me again, Father Tom.
Hit me in my black hole.
He was the whole Batman. We didn't know we
He is
needed.
darkness.
And I still to this day, if you go into Elvis, if you go to where the spare tire is supposed to be, there's a scrimmer sticks.
Elvis.
My car.
His car.
Oh, right.
I won't worry. It's not going anywhere.
not
It's,
going.
still on bricks.
It's not. It's
The
on
evidence
tires.
is still
It's on
there.
tires and triangle stands. But if you go into the boot of my car, there's still a scrimmer sticks. I carry them. I keep up to training with them. I can't not.
So, on the segue of that, next year, because we haven't really talked about this year very well, but next year we've had this conversation between us
Some
now.
huge changes.
So, actually, I'm going to go with the first bit. So, we promised that we would do a mental health episode this year.
We're
We
gonna
did
do it.
not, and I apologise for that massively.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do it.
Um,
and I think the way you presented it to me is.
I spoke to him yesterday.
It's a beautiful way. I think you two spoke beforehand.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I spoke to you
think-
last night.
I think it's beautiful. I think it's gorgeous. It's so apt because there's so much you can speak and it not come across the way like I just did. It doesn't come across.
In the way that you want.
Yeah, it's not an honest representation, but the way you presented it was that you pick 3 or 4 songs.
Four
that
songs.
are just. They define you in the way you're thinking. And I love that.
So there's going to be
It's gorgeous.
about an hour each of each of the Summoning Boys. We've all got our own fucking stories to tell. And it's going to happen at Mental Health
Clearly,
Awareness
we've been
Week.
through some fucking trauma.
Clearly.
There's been. I've broken down. I've genuinely done the suicidal thing. I think we've all got a turmoil to tell, but also a brilliant, beautiful outcome to tell from it as well. I think we've all got a beginning, middle, and end that would be a gorgeous story.
Yeah, of a representation of how you've
And
come out the other side of things, and
I agree with you both. I don't think there's a better way to come across
Nope.
than translating the way you felt or feel than through the particular choice of particular songs. And I think that's beautiful. I think it's such a good way to tell and end a story. It's such a good idea.
So I'm going to let you guys know that in May, which is the Mental Health Month, I believe,
Men's Mental Health Month.
Men's Mental
Yeah.
Health Month in May, what we're going to do is instead of the scenarios,
No.
you will get...
Instead of D&D.
Oh, you want D&D instead?
I don't mind either.
I think the scenarios are our escape escapism and
A palette refresh.
yeah, and I
Yeah,
think the
fair.
D&D is where we present emotion and feeling like you as a party have been doing, and I think that's
So instead of
probably
D&D.
the right translation to do. I think that's a proper way to do it.
You're gonna get individual stories. And
Of
then
all-
Yeah, and
you
I
know.
think
Yeah,
that
but in the most-
translates more to D&D, and we need the palette refresh.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
when a scenario comes out, somewhat funny, and then
But-
what we normally deliver in D&D, like
What we
you
had
guys deliver the
spoken
most
about-
beautiful emotional.
So what
stories.
we had spoken about was that what we're going to do is, guys, we're going to give you a month of mental health awareness from us. Okay? Now, there's a background reason for this, but we'll get into that later on. Each one of us is going to have a 2-to-1 conversation. We only feel comfortable, and I will be honest about this, I'd only feel comfortable talking about it after some drinks and a bit of fun
Yeah.
with me mates.
Yeah,
Now, I'm going to be honest, the only people I would feel comfortable are in this room.
I'm the same.
So-
There's one missing. I tell Fran everything,
100%
but I don't. I think this needs to be
a guy's thing.
a guy's thing. I think the lacking in the
you-
world right
You
now.
need people to relate to in the room.
I don't think it's that. I think that's just a big part of it.
Yeah.
I think the biggest part of it is that men don't ever tell their story
Nope.
And that's what we want to do.
because we always try to front. We always try to play the hero. We always try to be the best version, and we fail a lot,
Yeah.
and we never get a chance to explain the bits between
Yeah.
wanting and failing. We never get a chance to express that, and I think that's probably the right way to do it. Is 3 men sat around the table talking about 3 men.
But it
And
is going to be two asking the other one questions. So it's going to
Yeah.
be solely that person's story. We're not going to be, the other two aren't going to sit there. They're not going to go, yeah, because I felt like that too when this happened to me. That's not going to be that.
It's inquisitive.
It's going to be more of an interview style.
We
Tell
have
me
Yeah.
the story.
Yeah.
we
You know,
have also said
Parkinson episode.
so
No, and
yeah.
I think that's
but
that's
we
brilliant.
have also said
I think it's brilliant.
Alright,
We
and I
said
will-
we were going to do this. We discussed this
last year.
maybe
Over a year ago.
Over a
It's
year
going to
ago.
be like 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. We
At
were talking
least
about
we
it for a while.
we talked.
No,
about
when
doing
Silent
this.
Voice came out.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it never came to fruition, and I think we should.
I think each individually we needed to be ready.
I think we're more ready now.
I
I think we're
think-
more ready than ever now.
100%.
I think a lot of
I
us
think
were
on
not
top
ready.
of that, there's safety in numbers, and
Yes.
we didn't want. We talk about these things privately, but publicly we don't. We know your story, Sheeny. We know yours, and we know mine, and what we've been through in the larger picture.
But I would also
But
say
the
there's probably more.
finite details and the bits and pieces that made you act a certain way, say a certain thing. I think there's more to be had through the other 2 people poking at the what's, the hows.
Yeah, it's,
And
a
the
further,
whys.
it's a further probe to,
And
to,
the
to delve
whys.
deeper
Yeah,
into an
and I
answer.
think we all 3 of us feel comfortable with each other enough to be really honest.
And I can be honest
our
about
answers.
this. I don't think 2 years ago I would have been the same as what I am now.
No, and I can say, like, when we started this, it was happy-go-lucky, dealing with a lot of shit, hence why you got drunk me.
the show was a distraction to start, a reason to keep together.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it was a reason. Yeah, during lockdown, it was a reason to get together.
it was, yeah.
100%. And, you know, speaking on Xbox Party Chat and talking the way we do and having a laugh the way we do, I think it developed into, we should record this.
Yeah, 100%.
And then it turned out into the early review episodes.
Yes.
I think we've matured enough. I think we've got old enough. And I think the podcast has been going long enough where we can maybe do something that is brilliant. Honest.
I don't want brilliant. I want helpful.
Yeah. Well,
I don't-
both,
I
both
don't
at the
want-
same time.
I don't want helpful. I want honest.
Just honesty.
And
to express that it's okay to tell the truth.
If somebody from the conversation gets a little bit of help,
that's the thing. I think all three can exist at the same time. You can get brilliance, you can get honest, and I think you can get everything at the same time
by just telling your truth.
Just telling your story.
So we're going to do this. It's going to be probably about 4, maybe 5 questions, but then at each segment we will play one song that we feel, and there'll be 4 songs.
And I think it should be maybe a life story. Like, how did you feel at this moment? And
the ones that make us feel.
Then we'll play a song.
The ones that make us feel.
Make you... that resonates with that time in your life. And then you might move on, and then there'll be a different song that resonates with that time in your life.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot more to be had through listening to other poets, musicians, words than we can articulate on a microphone as well as them.
You'll understand more.
Yeah, when they write these songs, we haven't got the songs in mind.
Oh, I have.
I've got a couple.
Maybe 2, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a couple.
I would imagine some of ours will overlap.
Maybe. I imagine one would.
You know which one.
I know which one. It's Real Big Fish. I imagine that these songs will give you a setting. They'll give you a insight through tone more than word of the feeling of that person at the time, because it's not all going to be sad. There's going to be songs that make you feel a certain way, and we'll explain the songs as well.
I think that would be good as well.
I think
a conversation around what you're going and why.
Chose that song is drastically important rather than just, and here's a song.
Yeah.
I think picking a song and explaining after the fact why is drastically more important than anything we actually have to say.
Yeah.
Because
they'll come hand in hand.
I think, the
song
same.
and the reasons and story behind
it might just be me that I lean on music drastically.
I think when we are particularly feeling a strong emotion, music comes into that.
I think it does well. And whether
in everyday life, you can listen to all different types of music, but particularly when you're feeling a certain way, when you're really overwhelmed, underwhelmed, feeling something very strong, then music takes on a different...
comes into mind, doesn't it? Yeah.
Music takes on a completely different meaning all of a sudden.
100%.
And I think that's what the show's going to be when we do it. And it is going to be a 4-parter. 3 of our stories, and then we're going to get together at the end and then start to sort of bring it all together and share.
Just have a ramble.
I would like to put in a 5-parter.
Okay.
With
what?
What's your 5th?
We have a missing member.
Yeah, we have Fran.
Who has a story to tell.
But then, yeah.
And I don't want to discount.
Well, no, take away the 4th one, and we just have 4-part stories.
I think we should still have a ramble.
I think you're 100% right on that final episode where it all
still
comes
need a ramble.
together. I think you're 100% right.
Because I also think we'll have all heard our different stories.
What I think Fran brings to the table is an outsider's
female
perspective that we might not have.
Yeah.
We're all white males. Like, there's another part of the puzzle of the world, the jigsaw, that we don't fit into. And I think that's important also.
I think it'll also be...
We don't hear from female listeners, but doesn't mean they don't exist, and I don't want to alienate that kind of audience by saying this is a white male podcast and this is our story. Because our gender and our colour and everything, it's not part of the story.
Also, for a point of view from me, personally, Fran is our friend in our group. Let's be honest.
She's the fourth summoning boy.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Like,
And she
Been in
should
enough
be there.
episodes
she's
now.
been in
And
enough
not only
episodes.
enough episodes,
But
but she's been in enough of our lives.
Yeah.
She,
for her to be
she
included
started
in
out
this.
as the original fan, the original
Yeah.
big fan. It might have been the girl I was seeing at the time, but she religiously listened to every episode up until the point where we were talking about episodes with her on it,
And she was turning
and
up.
until she actually was in an episode.
Yep.
And I don't want to make this a man thing. I want to make this a
A
universal
person
thing.
thing.
I want to make this a person thing.
It's just about telling stories.
Exactly, and
I
I
talking
think-
about mental health in general.
I think Fran's got a story to tell.
She's got a
that
point of view.
is- that
from what-
might be not something we could experience as men.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to discount that. And I think there'd be listeners that would resonate with that. It might be a minute amount because the humor that we do is mainly it's boisterous lad humor, but I don't want to discount it.
No, that's fine.
I would actually disagree.
Makes sense.
I actually think we've moved away from the boisterous lad humour in the last year.
Cocks and dicks and getting bummed by.
I think
priests.
I think they've still moved away further than what you think.
I think the
Maybe
subject
the D&D show is not a
universal.
representation
It's
of that.
universal.
Yeah, it is massively so.
It's absolutely universal.
Yeah.
I love it. It's
Our
why
scenarios are still boisterous
It's-
and somewhat manly.
when we were
but-
playing D&D and it was a predominantly male orientated accidentally campaign, I went, I need a female in here. I need someone that's superpowered but also a woman. Hence Daisy, the Kid Flash, an original character.
She's great.
That's why I brought her in.
I love her.
And I want her to be... I don't want her to be a woman. I want her to be known for her antics. I want her to be known for her nuances, the constant eating, like stuff like that. That's what I want. Because I realized there was a lack of representation of female actual super power. And I went, no, I'll do this. And no one batted an eyelid. It's just another superhero.
Yeah.
And I love that. I genuinely love that you just bumped into another superhero who just happened to be female and you went, cool, that's a superhero.
Of course.
And nothing we've done has gone, yeah, but woman, yeah, but man.
Yeah, but we're not, because
Nothing.
we're not like that.
Yeah.
No, and we're not. And that's what I love. It's brilliant. You guys have done the best of the best because you saw a sidekick, Kid Flash, with superhuman powers like that will destroy the world, and you went, yeah, it's just superhero. Brilliant on your part to not just go, there's no hint, even like a psychological nuance that you don't know exists. Because it happens, those micro aggressions where you go, oh yeah, but female. Oh yeah, but gay. Oh
So-
yeah, but
Yeah, we-
fucking
I'm gonna-
we don't do that.
non-straight.
Yeah.
And it's just gorgeous. You've not even asked what colour she is. Daisy's black. Like,
I think you said that the very first time,
and
but then other than
no
that, it's
one.
It's not,
But
yeah.
no one batted, and I love that. It's the best thing because you're so adept and so non-caring about gender, sexuality, or race that you just bumped into
Yeah,
a
I mean,
character and went,
we might make jokes
Cool.
and say for things that are fucking borderline, but
Out of pocket.
ultimately,
but you haven't with her.
No,
No.
but I mean,
Not
I
once.
mean in our other show. But
Oh,
that's-
absolutely. Absolutely. But when it boils down to the emotional stuff, nothing you've said hints
No.
at her race, sexuality, her gender. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, none of it, no,
I
no.
love it. It's so beautiful because it's so. We are three white men. Let's face it.
Jim's the whitest of the white.
The Jim's the whitest of the white.
Yeah, but you're black.
I'm not black. I'm
You're
Italian.
Italian.
But it's never, ever come into question. You've never once faltered when they've been different to you. You've just gone and gone, cool, okay, what can you do?
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful. And it's so underrated, and not to get philosophical, but it's the way the world should be. You just take them for what they do, not fucking what they look like, who they're attracted to, what's between their legs. And you did it without thinking.
So I'm
Gorgeous.
So I'm going to drag us away from D&D for a bit, because I'm going to talk about
DC.
year in review, more of. I want to know, give me one moment from this year that you've loved the most. Grayson, I'll let you go first, because you've
What, on our show?
Yes. This is year in review. We've got to have the conversation.
I'll tell you what it is. It's the final episode of DC.
I knew he was going to say that.
No, and I love it the most because you each shined in your perfect way. Each of you played to your strengths, and I didn't plan it at all.
We talked about my
I
thing.
write a rough story, and then how it goes is how it goes. And DC was a lot more structured, and which, I mean, we got to like episode 5 or 6, and then you went off the rails. The last episode, the goodbye from Sprigget,
Yeah.
you accepting the Green Lantern ring, Fran taking on the Rumblebee. Like, it's every DM's dream to have those moments where you just lean and you envelop yourself in the moment. Everything you did was right. Like, you taking the ring, you questioned it, but you accepted it, and it leans more into your character, that quizzical kind of, everything's a conspiracy, they're all bad guys kind of attitude, but then realizing, like, I've got actual power here. World-changing power. And even in Season 2, where it's failing you, and not through storytelling, through roll of the dice, just leans drastically more into it.
Yeah.
The goodbye from Humphrey, the entire thing, it's what you do best. You pay attention to finite details of characters, and then in the finite worst moment you would want to bring them up, you do that, and you ruin everyone.
Yeah.
In the best way. You cause emotional turmoil in people. An actual cause of emotion through a fictional character is what you do best. And Fran just genuinely crying at the death of a character, and then crying again. The give me a moment in that episode, because she got the soup, but it was stained red. It's just every DM's dream to have those little moments, because the story might be lackluster to some, it might be brilliant to others, it might be run-of-the-mill, but those finite moments where you lose yourself for 30 seconds are just brilliant. Every DM wants to see it. Every DM lives for those 30 seconds, and I got one from every player. Like, that is unprecedented. You might get one player in a party that leans into that type of stuff, and I got 3 of 3.
Yeah. Sheeny,
absolutely gorgeous.
your episode or your moment. Could be anything.
Well, I'll heavily agree with Humphrey's goodbye episode. That was a
It was gorgeous.
it was a really good episode. It was really good for our
good.
show. It was a really good role playing moment.
Scene setting, your part in that,
Yeah.
just underplayed, underappreciated.
It was
Like,
it was another target
you
moment, really.
Yeah.
you
wasn't it?
owned that entire episode with just that goodbye. You owned it. And it wasn't even just these two players at the table. It was the Justice League, the
Yeah,
girl.
well, we discussed it.
It
for
was
a
the
while,
lot.
haven't we? Yeah.
It was just magnificent.
My other moment would have to be Ren's farewell
Yeah,
in The Witcher.
I was up there.
It was
That was the first ever
it's the
player
second
character
choice
death.
to me.
Yeah,
Second choice to me.
Ren's
The
farewell in
first
the
character
season
death.
2 of The Witcher that we played, when Ren's character died at the fire at the stake.
I hated doing it, but I wanted to snap and break necks.
We saw
And
the
it was-
emotional drop in you because you became quieter as a character.
Yeah.
When she said her piece and was emotional herself, we saw your reply when she was like, "I love you." You were just like,
I know.
"I know," because you couldn't push
I
yourself.
I
to
genuinely,
say
even in
more.
that moment, like, I'm married to her.
Yeah.
And I couldn't think
Yeah.
of the words.
Yeah, that's what I
I
mean.
genuinely
like,
couldn't. It
raw
was
and
gorgeous on your part, writing wise, brilliant. The characters, brilliant. Like all of the NPCs were fantastic, even down to hating
real. Caleb Menge, yeah.
fucking hating him.
The whole interaction with him on the build up to Ren's
Yeah,
death, the whole
it was really well done, really well done,
Yeah.
and bravo on your part. As first time DM, like that took me 15 years to get to what you did.
yeah. It was
Like
it was one of my
absolutely
favourite moments.
brilliance, absolute brilliance. Like hands down,
Yeah.
like you've picked up DMing faster,
I've only done 2 campaigns.
better
Yeah.
than I did.
Yeah.
Like it took me, and even when I ran the Lavion campaign for you guys, that was 25 years of
I think my
learning,
imagination is
and
there. Do
you
you know what
just-
I mean? It just
You
yeah.
did it on your first run, like unprecedented. Props,
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal.
Jim, you're up.
Mine's really simple, but really effective. And it's a change that's only come in this year. It's the intros. The
songs.
music intros.
You're welcome.
Now,
You're
they
welcome.
are absolute.
Just say you love the scenario intro and get off mic.
That is an absolute banger. I have to edit the scenarios every week, and I'm not going to lie, it plays through every time. And it's just, how not to summon a scenario. I love it. It's like Friends intro every time.
It
I'm
is.
just like,
It
I love
genuinely
it.
is, and purely accidental.
I just absolutely, as soon as you played that to me, I was like, that's the one. That's my banger.
I didn't even give you a second or a third. I went that one
And I was just like,
and
that
gave
is
you
the
it.
one.
I went, that's it.
That is 100%.
We have a
Such
ramble
a good
song as
intro.
well, right?
We have a ramble and a podcast.
Yeah, like
one and a D&D
all the songs
one.
are unique. They're so good, but the
E-
scenario.
even the DC campaign, the intro song to that
Yeah.
plays in the background. You might not hear it really through and through, although it does play at the
But-
end of the
Yeah.
D&D campaign as well.
I would
It's an
recommend
original.
go into our YouTube channel because the full
They're on
songs
there.
are on there. They're a playlist. Go listen to them. They're all really good, really good. But
Yeah.
the scenario stands out above the rest of them as being
Because it's us.
just.
It's catchy.
It's us.
And it's us. Yeah.
It's just right, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just right. Like the ramble is purely me. It's hip hop and 90s. and
Yeah.
I love that type of stuff. And the podcast is just there. Like you'd listen to it, but you'd never put it on purpose.
Yep.
But the Dungeon Master one, it's fitting for the theme.
It's a scenario. It's perfect.
It's absolutely fitting for the theme. Like the melody and the melodic theme of like the instruments at the time.
Yep.
But the scenario one just stands out.
Yep.
It absolutely stands out.
So we've had our highlights of the year. So we're looking forward to the next year.
Massively.
And the things that we're doing.
Massively. Like
We got lots. We got lots that we're still
the,
going to do.
the
We're going to
podcast.
finish
has-
the DC. We've got to run a
I am
division
so
campaign.
looking forward to it. I'm so looking forward to you guys discovering what the Beyond protocol is. I am so...
What is planned? We got
So
what
looking
is
forward
planned
to it.
out in terms
So,
of what we're doing?
For me personally...
Finish DC.
Finish DC. Then my plan is to run for you guys a division campaign where you are division
Complete, originally
agents.
created.
A complete summoning engine. So it's called the summoning engine. A 3D6 system completely invented by me. That you can download for free. We'll put the links in every episode.
Yep.
That
Kickstarter.
you can go play right then and there for free. 127 pages
Kickstart the book.
that I wrote.
Yeah.
If it works, if we play this and it works, it would be worth creating a Kickstarter book
It
version.
genuinely would be worth. But
Creating
I
a manual
can't
people can purchase
I can't.
on Kickstarter.
because it belongs to Tom Clancy.
Well, we'll contact
And
them. If it works, genuinely, I have no problems in actually trying to get hold of them.
I made it of a labour of love. I love
We'll
the
contact
Division
them.
universe.
We'll send it to
My
them. We'll
watch
contact
right
them.
now is the Division watch. I'm wearing it.
We'll do it. We'll
I
send
love
them
it.
We'll send them it. We'll
And it's
contact Tom
gorgeous.
Clancy. We'll send them your whole fucking book, and
And-
we'll go. Are you interested in getting on board with this? This is something we've created.
It's currently sat 47,000 downloads for that book.
There you go.
47 and some change downloads
I know.
because I posted it on the Division subreddit.
Should have charged a quid
It's
per download.
absolutely phenomenal numbers. We're going to run it because I love the system and I want to have... I've got a story planned out. In the book, there's a starter campaign that is with it. It's not what I'm going to run. It's a get to know the system type of campaign.
We're seasoned vets. It's fine.
Yeah, and I think what I've done is brilliant.
So that'll be coming after DC. We haven't actually planned anything out further to that.
No, absolutely not.
I'll
And
probably take another campaign on, maybe.
I think you should.
I don't know what it'll be.
I think you should.
But I'll probably run a D&D campaign. A regular D&D one.
Oh, I'd be up for
Of
that.
some variety.
I'll be up for
I'll
that.
run Curse of Strahd now, Jacob. That's
No.
your thing.
You know what? You know what I think you should run.
What?
I think you should run Lavion.
What? You play it from a player's perspective?
I don't mean the campaign we did.
No, the one you've created.
I think an Aftermath.
I'll
Where
have a good think.
He's just there.
I'll have a good think. I'll play a D&D. I might drop things in, but I'll have a good think. I've got plenty
Because-
of time to think about it.
I'll be very honest. I know Lavion inside and out.
Yeah.
But what happened in the campaign was all you.
Yeah.
It was all fucking you guys. I had no fucking clue. Flying by the seat of my pants, making stuff up week by week. You guys know it better than I do. All you need is a character there.
Yeah.
I've got a sequel to that campaign that I want to run with you guys because I think you really appreciate it. On mic, it wouldn't make sense without the first campaign happening.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah.
That doesn't mean it can't happen.
I'll give it some thought, and I might.
We
run a
should.
normal D&D.
I'm more than up for doing an ad lib episode where we just do the catch up on the first campaign and then
We could do just a full sit down run
the
through
second
of
campaign.
what actually happened. But yeah, that is something we could do.
and then running the second campaign.
Obviously, we're going to do our mental health month,
100%. Beautiful idea. Love it.
and obviously, you just
Beautiful
you're gonna-
idea.
you're
It's the best idea I've ever had
There
all
it is.
year.
We're going to keep the scenarios going as well.
100%.
They'll always be running. And lastly, Jim, you can deliver your news.
Yeah. You may have noticed I've been pretty quiet for the last couple of minutes because it's pretty hard news to really
Really hard.
talk through.
Very hard for us as people that sit down as friends and record what we do.
So I've made the decision, guys, to move on. Not from the podcast. You'll see me every so often. So Grayson has decided that
No, don't sugarcoat. You'll be leaving the podcast from now and again, when you're available, you'll be on
Yeah.
because you are a founding member. Like, that's what it is.
So from November, October next year, I will be leaving the podcast. It's really hard to talk about because I'm actually getting quite emotional thinking about it because it's been
It's
5
sad.
years
It's
almost.
sad.
It's been
It's
almost
sad.
5 years.
It's genuinely...
It's been hard. It's been emotionally a roller coaster.
All right, but that's enough about the sex with my mum.
That's just with you. I don't know what you're on about, but it's been hard. It's been difficult. But I wouldn't change it for a second. Whenever I think about it, but unfortunately, life has changed for me drastically within 6 months, and I would say probably within the last year.
A lot of big decisions.
A lot of big decisions, a lot of
big
massive
decisions.
changes, I'm afraid. And unfortunately, I can't keep doing the podcast the way I was going to. We thought this would be the most apt time, really, to make that announcement out on the New Year's
New
episode.
Year's resolution.
New year, new me, technically. Hashtag. You guys can't help but the corniness from me. But I will miss it. I'll be back every so often. Grace and Sheeny are going to keep it going.
But we'll be a trio. There'll be me, Fran, and Sheeny that'll keep this thing going. We'll keep running D&D. We're going to try and find a fourth that fits with the way that we play, but we're not going to bring someone on mic that doesn't fit with us. So we've had guests in the past that are funny, but they don't fit the bill of what we want as a party member, and certainly can't replace you and what you bring to the table.
No, you're going to make me cry. Stop it.
That just isn't. A lot of people bring funny. A lot of people bring.
No, it's a dynamic. It's a dynamic.
It's
ship.
100%. There's a dynamic representation that you bring to the table. You're the straight man. Sheeny is the emotional chain, and Fran plays that middle ground between good and evil, and balancing what's right and what's wrong, and making those difficult decisions so well that works. And we're not going to bring someone on mic that doesn't resonate with what you are, because we're going to keep the emotional, we're going to keep the middleman. But if someone can't bring to the table what you're going to bring to the table, I'm afraid they've got no seat. So it might be scenarios for a while, and nothing else until we find that person. But I'm not willing to accept anything less than what you bring to the table. I'm just not.
So, I'll give you a little bit more context, guys, because I'm not afraid to tell you the context. I'm probably going to university.
There's no probably. You're going to university.
Yeah,
We've been pushing you for a while to do this.
you've been pushing me for a while. Definitely.
And you should. It's the best thing for you. It's not the best thing for the podcast. But in the grand scheme of things, when you want a seat at the table, the seat's there. That's the point. You can go on and do greater and grander things. You're going to. But when you want to sit down and play, when you want to sit down and tell some jokes and do a scenario, it'll be here. Your chair's never going to be filled. There'll be someone that sits next to you, but it's not going to be you.
And who the hell are you going to have to take out all the fucking stuff that needs to be taken out from these episodes?
Sheeny, because I'm not editing it. I did that for a year. I got drunk doing it. That's why you notice the earlier episodes are fucking shit. Because I edited them. Drunk.
And then I had to take over. in
Yeah.
the end. And then Sheeny joined me because it was too much stress.
But it's going to be a change. It's going to be a loss. A massive loss. It is. Because there's... The beauty about the way we tell stories is the dynamic that we have. Mm-hmm. And when you remove a piece of that, the beauty might be lost. It genuinely might be. And we'll do our best to maintain what we do, but it might not be as good. It might not be the same in best case scenario.
The most depressing thing is, by the way, I haven't missed an episode in 5 years.
No.
I've not missed a single episode in 5
And
years. So my record's going to be gone now.
It'll
So somebody
be-
else is going to have to pick it up.
It's the
Grayson's getting emotional now. I can see it.
it's the loss of the podcast. It's the loss of what we do. We're losing an original summoning boy, and the trio is what makes this work. It doesn't mean it can't work without you. The same way it couldn't work without me.
Hey, you never know.
And the same
You
way
might see me on
it
telly.
hasn't worked without Sheeny. We've both been absent in episodes. But the magic is the three of us sat around a table doing what we do. And if you remove any one of us, it's a hard seat to fill. It's a genuine hard seat to fill. We all bring something different to the table that makes what we do work. Makes what we do funny, whether it be straight man, funny man, setup, whatever. And you've got to find someone that, well, we've got to find someone that can do all three. And that's a tall order. It's a genuine tall order. We're all funny. We're all set up people. We're all comedians. We're all the knockdown guy when a joke's set up for us. And you got to find, well, we've got to find someone that can do all of it. Not just,
It's because the dynamic plays into it.
yeah, not just,
When the chemistry's right and the dynamic's right,
And
jokes
that's what
and fun
worked.
comes easy.
that's what worked. That's
Yeah.
one of the earliest reasons we started what we did,
For ourselves.
is because we were playing fucking Call of Duty Warzone and Rocket League, laughing our heads off because the trio worked.
And it's not something I've taken lightly, guys. And the two other people.
No,
around
you've
this
got to
table
do what's
know-
right by you, and the podcast shouldn't be a factor in the decisions that you make for your career, your
no, it's the audience's
well-being, your career.
If you were larger and made us money, he wouldn't be doing this.
No, it's right.
If you get the fucking message out and make us big, and we can start
By
If
charging
our
November.
you.
coffee took off and one person
By
can just buy
November.
as a fucking
Yeah, yeah.
credit.
If you
Got
make
to
us
November.
big and we start making some moolah from it, and doing some fucking live
But in all
shows, he might not
serious-
fucking leave.
In all seriousness, we were late to the party.
We were late to the party, but we're still.
Loving it.
We were,
We are an undiscovered gem in the podcast
and I
industry.
think that's what it is. Is we were late to the party, which means there's 100 different people doing.
But that doesn't
what
mean
we
our
do.
quality is, and
But what we do is better
Yeah.
than 100 people.
I have listened to so
I have
many
listened to
D&D shows.
I was about to say the same thing. I've listened to so many Dungeons and Dragons podcasts, role-playing podcasts, where they don't do what we do. It's the bard fucking the dragon, the paladin playing the holy man, and you don't get the turmoil, the emotion, the storytelling, the twists, the turns, and that's just the range of what we can do. And when it comes to the scenarios where we deliver, laugh week after week, There's no other podcast that does what we do that isn't Critical Role. Name another one, because we're as good.
Dimension 20.
Yeah,
But I actually have been recently watching them, and I look at us and our role playing and how we do things, and
it's the same.
who
That's
just
what
want
we
to
are.
tell a story and be our character.
That's what we are, and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
boils it down to it. It's the best of D&D because it's not. Every DM wishes they were Matt Mercer. They're not. They're never gonna be. That's his style. And everyone wishes to tell twists and turns the way that a Matt Mercer story unfolds, and it's never gonna happen because he's enveloped his time into nothing but Dungeons and Dragons and a few voice acting roles. We work 50 hours a week and still deliver the content that we do.
So the New Year goal for our fans is make us bigger, and then we might stay together.
I don't want to be bigger. What I want from our fans, be more vocal.
Yeah.
Comment on stuff. Talk to us. We don't need you to be on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We don't care. We're not worried about sponsorships. We're not worried about numbers. We want those that are listening to us right now
To talk to us.
to talk to us. Get into our Discord. Go into the spoiler chat. Discuss episodes. We want fans to get into those finite details with other fans about what the stories that are going on, the latest episode.
Create a community.
Yeah, we don't care if we've got fucking, or we get like thousands of numbers. I don't care if it's thousands or 20s. I don't care. And what I want is every single fan to appropriate what they are feeling, what they want, what they're thinking. That's what I want. I'm not asking for more fans. I'm asking for more vocal communication from our current fans. You've been here since the beginning. You've been here since the early days.
And there are still new ones popping up.
All the time. All the time. But I'm not worried about the numbers.
We're not
I'm
hearing
not,
them.
I'm not
No, that's
worried about getting more and more numbers. I'm worried about those first 500, 600, 700 fans that listen to us, that download us weekly, discussing what they think. There's a community here to be had about good storytelling above sponsorships, above numbers, above YouTube ads, and just listening to something unadulterated that is a good story and going, here's what I think. That's all I want from my fans. And I think going forward, there's going to be some good stories to tell. Not as good, not as bad, but different stories to tell. There'll be a different dynamic with the loss of an original summoning member. But it doesn't mean it's over.
Just before we sign off, and sorry guys for the sad end to the new year episode.
It's a good end to a new year. You're seeing it as sad. We're not seeing it as sad. You're moving on to do something in your 30s that...
Oh, don't let them behind the curtain. Jesus.
Oh, you're 37.
What?
You're moving on to do something you've wanted to do for years, that has been building up for years, that you've talked to us personally about, that we
Nagged you about.
pushed you to do. It's not a loss. It's about building up who you were and giving you the confidence and the reassurance that you can go off and do this for 3 years. You can go do that. We've made peace with our careers. We know where our life is going. And you need to make peace with yours. It's got nothing to do with abandoning or disappearing for episodes or not appearing for episodes. It's got nothing to do with that. We've built you up 4 years to go do what you're about to do. And it's not a loss. It's a success of friendship. It's a success of us telling you what you needed to know, what you already knew, and giving you the confidence to go actually fucking do it. You're not abandoning them. You're not. What you're doing is doing what we told you to do 3, 4 years ago.
Yeah, it's still sad for me, though.
It is sad because we've lost a dynamic in a role-playing game. That's not the bigger picture, dude. It's not. The bigger picture is your career. The bigger picture is your life. You could go and do something brilliant. You could go and manage the greatest club in Europe, and we'll still be here to play Dungeons and Dragons.
And it'll be formed, though, from what we've done here. Let's be honest.
It doesn't
Having the blooming confidence to go and speak on a mic like we are now. I couldn't have seen me doing this 8 years ago.
No, we would never have dreamed of doing D&D the way we do now. Fucking 2 years ago.
Or even scenarios.
It wouldn't have happened.
Or a podcast.
Or a podcast, yeah.
It wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened.
no.
We would never dare to bear ourselves the way we do on a podcast, on mic, 2 years ago.
No.
Because when we do these characters, a piece of us is in them.
Every
and
time.
that's the point. And that's the difference between what we do and what bigger Dungeons and Dragons podcasts do, is we insert a minute piece of ourselves, a defining factor that we want to put into the light and go, this bit, how does this bit fit? And then have a non-fictional world react to that little bit of you. Like, even if our current moments, like, you are going through turmoil, Jim, right now, because of changes, and you're playing a darker character that's been given some light, and you're playing it because your heart resonates with what you're doing. Sheeny, you are always seen as the bad guy.
He is the bad
the
guy.
scapegoat, the nonchalant one-night stand guy, but there's a hero underneath, and that's the way you're playing it. And they're telling of who we are as people, and that's something we offer that other role-playing game podcasts don't, is we build a character to resonate with a strong part of who we are. It's not the whole, one particular bit of who we are, and we make that the character, and we feel about how other people resonate with that little bit. That's what we do best. Because it resonates means we play it better.
Everything we do is important in every single part of our
We
show.
strategically think better about what our character would do, because that bit of a character they're based on is a bit of us. You find a piece of your personality, a broken piece. and you
We are a missing gem. We
and
are.
you
I
put
will
it
say
on
that.
display.
But I think as well,
And that's hard.
I mean,
Really hard.
I'm going to tell them. So, why I'm leaving is I'm going to university and I'm going to study management and coaching in football. Which, surprise, surprise,
Soccer to our Americans.
surprise, surprise, that I'm going over to do something football related with me. It's always something I've loved. Always something that my boys here know that I've
You've been passionate about. Massively passionate.
Should have really sorted out a long time
You
ago.
should have done this 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've pushed you to do it since you mentioned it. And we've both pushed you to do it since you mentioned it, because we both know it's something you're late to the party to. You should have done this years ago. You'd be brilliant at it.
Thanks.
You'd be fantastic at it. I've played football with you. You're not a player. You're not. It's not that you're not good. You're better at pointing out.
No, in terms of levels, like, you would go further progression-wise in a management coaching role than you would as a player.
Because
it's
he's-
obvious, and it's very easy to tell that.
you're a-
like,
you love
I would
football.
even think the same of myself. I'd be like, do you know what? If I aimed for management, I probably could go further than I ever did as a player.
You're better at football when you're telling other people how to play, because you, as a player, command the line you're involved with.
Well, no,
No
you're
other-
an analyzer. It's
No
that
other
simple.
player does that. You read where other people are in a fraction of a second and going, you're fucking up. you're right, you're fucking up, you go do this. You do that in a fraction of a second. It's a gorgeous skill. Go pursue it. Don't hold yourself back by fucking wondering, but the podcast, but this job that I'm in now, but the bills, but fucking life, but the family. They'll all be here when you when you finish. They'll still be here. You could be managing the biggest club in fucking Germany, France.
Imagine if I rolled up at that point. That would
you
be
could be
interesting.
managing England. You know what?
Fuck
It doesn't matter because the same fucking table will be available for you to play around, and I fucking bet you'll welcome that table.
Oh, I'd love it.
100%.
Can you imagine?
Because you'll be in a world that you want to be in, but you'll also be missing a world that you're not a part of.
Oh, imagine that.
And
presser
I think
after they hear some of our previous episodes,
I think you'll find
the press getting hold of our episode.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, that's fine. It does us fucking wonders. Your job might be at risk.
You might
as
be
a
hot under
manager,
the collar.
But we'll be like, fuck. Our viewers went up so enormously.
I've done a really good job. I'm bringing him back on all of a sudden.
I don't
England
give a
manager.
fuck who you are. You could manage England or Italy. I don't give a fuck.
I'd manage England. I'd manage
At this
Italy.
table, you come back as the same person you were when you left. I know you will.
I'd manage Italy.
You've got constitution.
Into the ground.
You've got like resilience, your constitution. You've got a self-acknowledgement of who you are as a person, and you're not willing to waver that regardless of fortune, fame, pressure, nothing. You'll call people out. You'll fucking tell people whether right, whether wrong, like you've done with the podcast for the last fucking 4 years.
I've told them a lot of wrongs in the last 10
A
years.
lot. Mostly
5
me.
years. It
Mostly
feels
me.
like 10.
It's mostly me. It's mostly me.
It's around the corner, everyone.
It's mostly me.
So, Jim, as it's your final Christmas, not Christmas, as it's your final New Year's episode,
Don't do this to me.
because it is your final one.
It is
You
technically.
wouldn't be doing another New Year's episode.
Can I do this?
What?
Can I make a suggestion?
Go on.
Jim, what song do you want to play out to?
That's some serious pressure right there that you're adding on to
No.
me.
I don't want a Christmas song.
Well, it's
I
not
want-
gonna be. It's a new year.
one, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't want a festive season. I want. We're talking about mental health. We've discussed that. What song right now suits the mood for you? You don't have to answer. We'll play it anyway.
Play it out.
But before we even do that, sign us off for the final time that you can sign us off for a New Year's
Yeah.
episode.
And on
Sign
that
us
note, it's time for us to chuff off. All you summoners can join us next time. I'm not doing all the socials because you know I'd fuck up.
If you want a question or quiz, you can go to our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can find us at How Not Some of the Podcast. Go to our Discord, where you can find us at How Not Some of the Podcast and discuss all our latest episodes. Jim, lead us out.
I've been Jim.
I've been Shinny Senpai.
I've been Shield Hero Grayson.
Oh, fuck off.
Otaku Jim.
Otak Jim.
And for the last time for a New Year's episode, we've been the Summoning Boys.
See you later, guys.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
If you want, you can marry. Look at me. I am old, but I'm happy. I was once like you are now, and I know that it's not easy to be calm when you found something going on. But take your time, think a lot. Why think of everything you've got, for you will still be here tomorrow, but your dreams may not. How can I try to explain? 'Cause when I do, he turns away again. It's always been the same old story. From the moment I could talk, I was ordered to listen. Now there's a way, and I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go. It's not time to make a change. Just sit down, take it slowly. You're still young, that's your fault. There's so much you have to go through. Find a girl, settle down. If you want, you can marry. Look at me, I am old, but I'm happy. All the times that I've cried, keeping all the things I knew inside. It's hard, but it's harder to ignore it. If they were right, I'd agree, but it's them they know, not me. Now there's a way, and I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go.